All right, next game, Eagles at the Cardinals. This line went up Cardinals minus 5.5. It's up to 6.5. Looks like sharp action on Arizona. So who do you like in this game?
Yeah, I like the Cardinals in this one. I think it's going to be tough for Jalen Hurts to go on the road against the Cardinals. I think he caught the Saints a little bit off guard, and he looked great in his first start. He was much better than I anticipated. I thought he was just going to run a lot because his receivers wouldn't be able to get open much, but he threw them open on occasion, which was very good and reminiscent of what he did on occasion at Oklahoma. So I think that he obviously showed some upside and showed that he should be starting over Carson Wentz at this point. Even though that whole situation is just a mess now in Philly. But I think that part of that game was the Saints looking ahead to the Chiefs, so you have to take that into account. And I think that the Cardinals are looking better now that Kyler Murray is healthy. And where the Eagles are traveling on the road, I think that the Cardinals are going to be able to catch them, take advantage of yet another offensive line injury where Auburn tackle or former Auburn and UMass tackle Jack Driscoll is now out for the Eagles. So they are down yet another offensive lineman. So I have no idea what they're going to do there. Hassan Reddick just had 5 sacks of Daniel Jones. I don't think he'll do that against Jalen Hurts because I think he has good pocket presence, but he'll still be under heat. He'll make some mistakes. And I think Arizona can win this by a touchdown or more. I just think that their offense will move the ball on the Eagles, and then their defense will do enough to throw Hurts off his game.
Yeah. So something Andrew said, he's Jalen Hurts is kind of a poor version of Kyler Murray, poor man's version. And so Arizona is going to have, they're going to know how to defend him better from practice. I think that's definitely a thing. They're also going to have game film on Hurts, which is something the Saints didn't have. And yeah, I think the Saints are looking ahead to the Chiefs. I really don't think they tried hard at all. I think they just assumed they were going to win. And they showed up flat with zero game film on the opposing quarterback. So of course the Eagles won. I thought there was a good chance they'd cover, even though I picked the Saints. But yeah, the Eagles did a good job and they won. Hurts, he made very quick decisions. That's something I noticed. Actually, Kenny texted me. He said the same thing, and I actually bought Kenny a Jalen Hurts jersey already, so it's on his way. I think that Hurts is the right starter. We had a question like if Hurts is going to start next year. I think he will at this point. But yeah, I don't see him succeeding in Arizona. I think he's going to take a step backward, especially with all the offensive line injuries. Driscoll going down is huge because he's played well in relief. Now he's out. I just don't see the Eagles blocking well at all. They'll have some decent drives because Hurts can run around. But I think Kyler Murray being healthy is a huge deal. He's finally scrambling, and that just means he's dangerous again. And I think Arizona is going to win by more than a touchdown, like you said. Arizona, by the way, against the other 3 NFC teams, they've beaten them by a combined score of 94-32. So they have a good track record against this terrible division.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good way to put it. I think addressing the who starts next year for the Eagles question, I think that yes, we're going to see Jalen Hurts probably be the favorite to start next year, but I think he'll compete with Carson Wentz, and they're not going to cut Wentz because the cost of doing that would be astronomical, and it would not be worth letting him sign on somewhere else and become a potentially good starter again. The Eagles are kind of just in salary cap hell with Wentz. Unless they can somehow trade him for an asset, cutting him just puts a massive amount of dead money on their books. And even trading him puts some dead money on their books. So they're going to have to keep him around. I think he'll probably compete with Jalen Hurts, just kind of push the young guy. And, who knows? If the offensive line comes back fully healthy, Carson Wentz is confident in playing well again, he probably starts over Jalen Hurts. Will that happen? That I don't know. And if Hurts looks really good these next 3 games, it's going to be a big uphill battle for Wentz to regain that job. But I think those are going to be the 2 guys next year at the very least.
Yeah, I'm very curious to I actually wonder if we're going to find out anything about Wentz this year. He was an MVP candidate in 2017, legitimately. And even last year he got them to the playoffs, even though they were missing everyone. And this year he's gotten so much worse. He can't see the field. He's just not making all the throws. I wonder if he's either injured and doesn't really want to play because he's so hurt, kind of like Andrew Luck, how Luck retired because he was just too injured, or if he's kind of like felt out of love with football because there might be something personal, like there's something like very serious off the field. I wonder if either of those two things will come to light in the offseason, and then we'll see Wentz play better next year, because this doesn't really make any sense. Like, Wentz has played so much better before this year. So I wonder if that's going to happen. And yeah, just because he's benched doesn't mean he's done. Like, Drew Brees got benched in 2003, and then 2004 he came back and was a Pro Bowler. So yeah, I wouldn't give up on Wentz, but like you said, the Eagles can't cut him. Like, they're just stuck with him. They can't even trade him, really.
Yeah, like there is an outside chance they could salary dump trade him if they really wanted to, but even that doesn't look like it's going to be possible until 2022.
Yeah, so I think that I just, like you said, it would have to be like a Brock Osweiler situation. But yeah, it's going to be tough for a team to take him on, really, especially if they don't know if he's injured, So Pat saying, I have nothing against your game analysis, but if you were to tease your picks with a few points, you would certainly make hundreds, if not thousands more this year. No, there's a reason they call it teasers. Like they all look good and then they lose. And that's how the books make their money. As I always say, like, if you're going to do a teaser, you have to go through 3, 6, and 7. And even that, it doesn't, it's decent odds, but not great odds. Like, teasers are not a good idea at all. Anyway, last of the